Okay, so let's have a look at these questions here, these applied questions, and I'm going to talk through the first 4 of these questions. So well, let's just take one at a time, and this will hopefully recap on how to do Pythagoras theorem as well. Okay, so well, let's start and just say with Pythagoras theorem, we're always looking for a right angle triangle, and the longest length in right angle triangle is always called the hypotenuse. And with trigonometry, we always have 2 other lengths, the adjacent and the opposite if there's an angle. But in this case, there's not an angle. We're just interested in lengths with Pythagoras' theorem. Okay, and the idea behind this is that this one's often called A and this is B, or vice versa. It doesn't matter which way around we put those. And the hypotenuse is often called C. Now, the idea or the theorem behind this is that when you do A squared plus B squared, you get C squared. That is to say, if I drew a square on here, and I drew a square on here, they'd have the area of B times by B and A times by A. And if you put those 2 squares together, you would get, it's going off the page a bit here, but you would get the area of the larger square, which has the length of C times by C to give you the area there. Okay, right. Let's get rid of all of that just at the moment. So we're basically going to be using, for all of these questions, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That is the rule that we use for Pythagoras' theorem. Okay, so for you, you're going to do this in your book, and you're going to do a diagram for each of these. You don't have to make it super complicated with the wall and the picture of the ladder and stuff like that. You just need the right angle triangle. And this only works with right angle triangles. So we've got the right angle there, we've got 9 there, and we've got 1.5 there, and we're looking for this value of x. I didn't read the question. What did the question say? A 9-meter ladder is placed against a wall. The foot of the ladder, so the bottom of the ladder, is at 1.5 meters from the foot of the wall, from the bottom of the wall. How far up the wall does the ladder reach? So we're basically trying to find what is this thing here? What is this x? Okay, let's take that back. So how far up the wall does the ladder reach? So we need to work out, in this case, x. So that's what we're going to do. And we know our rule is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now I'm going to substitute things in. Now I'm going to call this one my a, this one my b, and this one my c. Now it doesn't matter with a and b which way round you put them, as long as they're the 2 shorter lengths, and c is the longer length or the hypotenuse. So actually, let's keep that in. Let's keep that in. Right, so we've got x squared, so I replace the things in my formula now, plus 1.5 squared equals c squared is 9 squared. Okay, well, I'm going to need my calculator for this. So 9 squared is 81, and 1.5 squared is 2.25. Okay, it's similar to 15 squared is 225. Okay, now in order to solve this, something squared plus 2.25 is 81. Well, if I didn't add the 2.25, I would be 2.25 lower. So I'm going to undo the plus 2.25 by doing 81 take away 2.25. And so that gives me x squared still. So x squared is 81 take away the 2.25, which is 78.75. But this is obviously not 78.75. So you might have guessed already that what we have at the moment is x squared is this. Okay, so x squared is, let's take those 2 things back. X squared is this value here. So if x squared, let's just fit it in up here because I've run out of space down there. X squared is 78.75. We need to square root that to work out 78.75 to work out what the answer is. So we'll do square root of the answer and compress SD to get it right here. And it doesn't tell me what I need this in. What do I need it in? Doesn't say if I should give answers to 1 decimal place or not. So let's give our answer to a sensible degree of accuracy. Let's give it to 2 decimal places. So this one here is going to give us 8.8741 ... but to 2 decimal places it's going to be 8.87 because there's a 4 afterwards and not a 5. So it's 8.87 meters, and I'm just going to say that's to 2 decimal places there as well, 2 dp. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to do question 2 and question 3 as well. So this is going to be quite a long video, but just to help you, okay? Right, let's take this away. Let's take the second question. So second question, no, that's not going to work. Second question, let's do this again. Make it a bit bigger. This one here, show, so what's this one saying? Shown is a square. What is shown is a square with a side length of 5 centimeters. Find the length of the diagonal x. Right, so what you need to notice in this question, because it won't tell you in the exam, is that you have 2 right-angled triangles here. So I'm going to draw one of those right-angled triangles, and I've got 5 there. I know my other length is 5 because it's a square. Those two are the same. And I need to work out what x is. So again, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I know that a is 5, b is 5. 5 squared plus 5 squared equals, and c squared is x squared. So 25 plus 25, 5 squared plus 5 squared is 50, is equal to x squared. Now to work out what x is, you'll need to take the square root of that, and then you can work that one out and can give it to 2 decimal places. Right, well, we're getting quicker at these, so let's look at question 3. Question 3 is this one here. So this one says, find the perimeter of the triangle. Right, so the question is a bit different in this case. They're saying find the perimeter. So to do that, we've got a missing length. We've got this length here. So we've got A and B and C again. So I'm going to write down A squared and B squared equals C squared. A, I don't know. That's what I need to look for. B is 7, so 7 squared. And C is 25, so 25 squared there. Now I know that 625 is 25 squared. 49 is 7 squared. So I've got A squared plus 49 is 625. So if I take away the 49, I get, so I'm going to undo the plus 49. Now I get, just write it down here, I've got A squared is equal to 625 to 49, which is the 576. And then I'm going to square root that one. So square root of that should give me my A. And then I can work out that answer there. Okay, let's just change this. Right, so there's, I'm going to get an answer from my calculator there. Right, but to answer the question, work out the perimeter, I'm then going to need to, well, you might have guessed it already. I need to add this to this to this. So whatever I get as my answer for A, I'll need to do A plus 7 and plus 25 to give me my perimeter. Okay, and for the next part of the question, to answer the question, is what's the area of the triangle? Well, the area of the triangle, if you remember, is base times by height divided by 2. Okay, so we're going to do base is going to be this number again. So whatever that number is there, and then times by the height, which is 7, and then divide by 2. Okay, and that will give you your area for this shape. Okay, right, now, next one, let's have a look at, let's just move back to this. Okay, let's have a look at 2 more questions. So look at question 4 and let's look at question 5. Let's take them at the same time, just to draw the diagram. So for question 4, again, for all of these questions, draw a diagram. The rectangle is 20 centimeters long, so 20 centimeters long and 8 centimeters wide. So 20, and you've got 8. Find the length of the diagonal. So the diagonal is this length here. Okay, and again, I can see that I've got a right angled triangle there by just taking 20 and the 8 there. This length and this length are the same. Okay, so now you can use a squared, so there's a, this is b is 8, and so then again I can, and this is c, and now I can use a squared plus b squared equals c squared again. Put your numbers in, so a is 20, b is 8, so 20 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared, add them together and take the square root. Okay, and for question 5, it says an airplane is flying from Redville to Leek. The airplane flies 50 miles east and then 100 miles south. Okay, so goes 50 east, so north is this way. So let's say it starts there. S could get confused with south, so it starts at this point here. And so it goes 50 east. I don't know how far that is, but let's say there. It goes much further south, so we need more space to go south. So it goes 50 in this direction, and it goes 180 meters from that point. Goes south, and south is straight down, so this is east, and this is south. How far is it directly? Well, directly would be this distance here. So again, we've got this right angle triangle in this case, and we've got A is equal to 50 and B is equal to 180, and we need to work out the hypotenuse. We need to work out C. Okay, guys, thank you for following that and putting in some decent effort today. I will be online throughout to help out. Thank you very much.